of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I'm one of the students, Morg.
I'm Knuckle Shuffler, Devon.
And I'm the teacher, Dan. I am the Dan, though.
You are the Dan.
Did you hear me, stumble? Because I almost said the Knuckle Shuffle.
I know I did, so I was like...
Should I say it? Should I say the actual name of the podcast?
Well, listeners, this is our second take.
The Ken Penders versus Cursed.
Uh-huh.
For real. My cat, knocked my phone onto my keyboard, but on the space bar, and it stopped the recording, and then I was, trying to fix it, and I made it worse. So we had to start over. Luckily, we weren't that early on, but I was still damn, all three of us have had something happen while we were talking about the Archie comics during the Ken Penders years. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we've been in the Ken Penders years, but during the, Knuckles... Yeah, this Knuckles saga.
We've had some issues getting everything together.
But now, I chased my cat away for now. He'll probably be back in 5 minutes, but at least my keyboard is protected and we should be good to go.
Yeah.
Good to go?
Good to go.
Good to go. Hey, I would like to point out in these chapters, spoilers everyone, fucking Dimitri is back. Anyways, I'd like to point out that he has regular hands and Knuckles once again has his weird mitten gloves. I do think Echidna's evolutionarily lost their fingers.
We can talk about that once we actually get into it, but I think Dan
we'll learn some things.
I just think it's funny.
Moves.
Yeah.
This guy comes back from the dead and he's like, where the fuck your fingers at?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them.
So yeah, we read the 3-issue miniseries on Knuckles, and not to be confused with the full series of Knuckles comics that we will get to. Eventually.
We will get to.
We
Knuckles
very much
in the
will.
morning, Knuckles in the evening, Knuckles at supper time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As far as news goes, there is some small pieces of news. Nothing too big, but we got to see some reveals for the upcoming releases of Sonic Superstars and the Sonic Forces Final Horizon update. There will be a new story with in addition to Sonic, you can play as Knuckles, Tails, and Amy. That will be coming out on September 28th. It will be free to anyone who owns Sonic Forces. There will also be, Sonic Superstars is coming out on the 17th. Or October 17th, sorry. That's basically the gist of it. Weirdly, they don't seem to have shown any of the gameplay of the new playable characters for Sonic Frontiers. Someone pointed that out to me, and it is gonna make me wonder what it's gonna be like.
It's not a game, it's just a collection of images you get to look at.
Yeah, it's gonna be they're gonna make another visual novel.
Yeah, I was about to make that joke that it was a visual novel.
Mm-hmm.
It would be so funny if the entirety of the Sonic franchise just pivoted full wholesale into visual novels.
Yeah.
Like the direct opposite to what original Sonic was. You're not running, you're just sitting there reading text slowly.
Yeah. But
I think you get to see Sonic, and that's what's important, right?
That is important.
That's fucking true.
Mm-hmm. That's all of the news I'm aware of. So let's get right into these issues. With,
God!
Huh?
Sorry, Devon just posted a picture in the mod chat.
Okay,
I want you to spot the difference.
I'm going to, I'm looking at these images now, and I'm going to describe these for the listeners. So, we've got two images here. One is of a famous screenshot from the television show The Simpsons. It's from the Shelbyville episode with the lemon tree. We see a man who is Homer Simpson's Shelbyville tether. He's taken a bite out of a lemon, and his lips are horribly pursed and his eyes are watering. Below him is a picture of Mount Doom.
It's not Mount Doom, it's Mount Fate.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was like, I don't think
Fate.
it's Mount Doom.
Yeah, sorry. This is the
He's literally
third, fourth
Dr.
time
Doom.
I've made this mistake.
He's literally Dr. Doom.
Uh-huh.
So,
It's Mount Fate, and
everyone's gonna fucking make that mistake because...
in effort to sort of illustrate a skull face on a rock, there's a sort of series of indentations where where the teeth would be, and it does just look like very pursed lips. So, issue 1.
I'm hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Issue 1, we get a great cover by Patrick Spezia.
Every day, Dan regrets asking me to be on this podcast.
Absolutely not. I feel like I would have a lot less fun if you weren't here.
If I wasn't just describing a series of images for an audio-only podcast medium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In this case, I feel like I've provided a visual image that might make things a little more what's the word I'm looking for? Interpretable. Whatever.
Yeah. My greatest goal in life is to turn every podcast I'm on into some weird ARG.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I feel like Ken Penders would love if he could turn his comic into an ARG. He would love. Just because, to have that much devotion to it. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fulfilling his wish.
Not all the work or anything, but just someone caring that much that they're like, we gotta solve an ARG.
Yeah, the Laura...
Well, that's me when I find Simpsons images that look like the weird mountain face he drew.
These comics do get complex enough that it requires ARG-esque puzzling to figure out what's going on.
It does.
I like that these, all three of these, start with, some paragraphs.
Yeah,
we've got
a Star Wars text crawl.
We've got this sort of text crawl, explaining stuff up to this point. Sort of meant to evoke this fantasy sci-fi thing that's going on. And we open our first issue with Knuckles having arrived at the vast underground complex where all the cool technology is being held. And there's a fun thing going on here where it's got sort of an ancient temple look, but there's all these very modern cameras and laser tripwires set up. And I love the way Knuckles deals with this. I think it's a very characterful, way to go through this, which is to just sort of, run through the whole thing, set off every trap, and hope he doesn't die.
He's just like me for real.
Yeah. He looks like he does look a little, he's doing jumps and glides, and flamethrowers are going off, guns are being fired, there's shurikens, falling blocks, just everything.
He's quipping near constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, some real Bethesda-ass trap design.
They've thrown everything but the kitchen sink. But the one thing I won't throw in is the towel.
That's right.
After all, if you can't stand the heat, fight fire with firepower. What?
Yeah.
I don't believe that is the saying. Knuckles.
Yeah. Yeah, we get some really honestly very nicely drawn panels of Knuckles going through this action sequence, accompanied by that dialogue.
Yeah, beautifully drawn. Love the action poses. The quips are something.
Yeah. Next we like, Knuckles continues going down now that he's gotten past all the traps. And we get this thing where we get a recap, a second recap, honestly, shown at an angle to like imply you're like reading a different issue of the book. The funniest thing to me is, because this isn't drawn by Ken Penders, it's just written by him, it looks significantly better than the actual, comics where this stuff all happened.
I have two things to point out here. One, they bring Knuckles' dad back briefly in these panels.
Yeah.
And they fix his beard so it's not just flesh colored like Shaggy Rogers.
Uh-huh.
And two, they do confirm he is just kind of wearing a bathrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks cozy. I'm also
he looks like he just got back from the spa.
And Knuckles then gets chased by a boulder, and has to he gets chased by a boulder, and after surviving that, he finds, a
Jesus,
portable...
man.
Oh, yeah?
No, sorry, my cat just jumped on the desk.
Yeah, my phone just went off. I'll just mute that real quick. But Knuckles finds, quote, a portable concussive blaster, like the ones upstairs, only smaller. Bet that's what my ancestors used to dig out this complex. It's a gun.
Yes.
It's a gun.
Hey, man, what?
He's got a fucking, Minecraft No Man's Sky ass, destruction gun for, just, getting through, just breaking down objects to, dig tunnels.
Can I say, the scene where the boulder's rolling through him and it cuts down back to the Mountain of Fate, and I'm just like, oh, I thought he was somewhere else, but I guess he's in the mountain. And then, the boulder slams into one of the doorways and the whole mountain explodes. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so...
Because I'm dumb as shit.
Yeah, at this point,
it's kind
the
of
comic...
It's not a dumb thing.
Yeah, it throws you off for a minute. I think it's mostly a consequence of just, reading it as a PDF instead of, in a book. But we've got these,
True.
For the next couple pages, we've got the bottom third of each page is sort of, showing, something happening over at Mount Fate.
A mysterious figure.
Yeah, it explodes, a mysterious figure emerges, and he flies, into, these, underground, passages, gradually approaching our hero. We also get several pages of Knuckles wandering through, stone hallways with a gun. It's pretty good, while, Archimedes, gives a big speech to him. And when he gets there, it turns out that, Archimedes is just a little ant, like the ones we saw in the previous issues.
Yeah, it turns out Archimedes is just Australian.
Yeah, he's got a fucking, boonie hat. Yeah, there's a lot, I will mention.
He's got a shark tooth necklace.
Echidnas are ethnically Australian.
God. But like they're like the indigenous people of Australia.
Sometimes they're indigenous, sometimes they're just Australians. It's great.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Sometimes they're white.
Sometimes they're not.
Sometimes they're not.
But Archimedes actually has the Chaotix perfectly happy and is like giving them meals of hot dogs and soda and other meats.
Yeah, Vector just has like a hot dog just like in his hands, and I'm just like, did he not give you buns?
Yeah,
damn
he's
dude, he's just saying like grab these fucking hot dogs with your fucking fingers.
He's got gloves, it's fine.
That's true.
But yeah, it's at this point that Knuckles works out with Archimedes' help that he did kidnap everyone using like robots, and like then started like leaving all the clues, snowman style, to lead Knuckles to them so they could like discuss in private the issues at hand. Unfortunately, the issues at hand show up immediately to thwart them. As the bottom third panel has this mysterious figure arrive. It's Enerjak. He used to be Dimitri, now he's Enerjak. That's his villain name. He's got this, he's very important to the comics. He's got this sort of Egyptian cosplay. It kind of looks like Stargate style, like Egyptian alien vibe going on. Yeah. He's got a beak now.
Yeah, he turned into a platypus.
Yeah. He's got, like, the top half is definitely costume, but sometimes they do draw the bottom half like it's a beak.
Hey, how do we rate the name Enerjak?
Enerjak.
It's pretty bad.
Enerjak.
Yeah, not good.
It sucks pretty bad.
Yeah,
Listen,
Enerjak.
I get it. You're now infinitely powerful and infinitely evil, and you don't want to burst into the room and be like, "It is I, Dimitri." But come on, man.
Enerjak.
You were in that mountain for so long.
I have it's been 8 hours and I've stopped at a gas station in the middle of the night. Desperate for sustenance. I enter. I search the shelves for any sort of succor from this lengthy journey, and I find a can labeled Enerjak.
For real though!
Literally! That's like the little, like, they have like, it's like the Advil, and then it goes into like some supplements, and one is just like named Extreme for Men. And then like right next to that are just the little bottles of that just say like energy, and one is just Enerjak. Will wake you up for 10 hours. And you're like, I ain't drinking that. I don't know what's in that, but I'm not drinking it.
Yeah. Super creatine.
Yeah.
So
he was in that mountain for so long.
He was in there for a very long, for the entirety of a civilization's history.
And he couldn't think of a name better than Enerjak?
Yeah. He's also got a little staff, and he's glowing green. And
he sounds like the newest Bad Dragon toy.
No!
Oh yeah, I can see the page right now. This like, it's
get your XL Enerjak.
Yeah, it's this eagle staff he's carrying, or not, whatever, bird staff he's carrying.
I think it's supposed to be a hawk because of Egypt
hawk.
and Horus.
Yeah, hawks. This hawk staff, and it's like positioned right next to a can of Coca-Cola, a generic can of soda.
Yeah, just for size comparison, yeah.
But he like reveals he's immortal and unkillable, and he's going to take over the world. And then he sends Knuckles and Dimitri into the desert. I think
he just teleports them away.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Sandopolis, maybe. Not sure.
It's just a desert.
Yeah, I think they do call it Sandopolis later.
Yeah.
This infinitely powerful, evil wizard made of green energy says, I could disintegrate you right now, but what if I teleported you to about 10 feet away from my new lair?
Yeah.
For real. Why is it only like a short way away? I don't know.
Maybe like a day's walk.
What if I put you in walking distance of my new lair?
Like, right. It's a long walk, but it's still... He could still get there, you know?
Yeah, I, for one, would maybe send him to a different dimension.
Or at the very least, not on the island.
Yeah, maybe like
you're
different
in the
continent.
Sky. You could...
Put an ocean between you two, like, come on.
But,
no. Same desert.
We end the issue with a big 2-page spread of, Knuckles and Archimedes, lost in this desert. A cow skeleton, showing what may become of them.
I will say, the comic covers, for these issues look pretty sick.
Yeah. Spaziente...
Except for kind of the first one where there appears I know it's supposed to be Archimedes, but he just looks so weird standing there on fire in the background.
Yeah. Like, we've talked in the past about, like, Patrick Spaziente. He is an incredible artist, just really giving it his all. It's extremely funny when you see this awesome cover, and then you turn a few pages and it's Pender's art.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah. Christ.
Actually, that reminds me. Sonic Mega Collection, which was which we used for the, one of the intros for our show, it was this, sort of collection of classic Sonic games released for, like, the GameCube and PS2. And, one of the things it had was just, like, a big gallery of Sonic covers. And so I, as a young man, as a teenage boy, and many other young people would just, like, look through this gallery and see all these really good covers and wonder what, the rest of it was like. Not knowing what lay inside.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to look at the cover and say, that looks sick as shit.
Yeah. It is sick as shit.
Yeah, don't open it, though.
Yeah, don't open it.
Don't open it! Whatever you do.
Yeah, this is the, polar inversion of, like, the back covers of a series of unfortunate events telling you not to read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you should. You should read those books.
You should read the books.
Yeah, you should read those fucking books.
I haven't read them in, like, probably over a decade, but I remember really liking them. I don't know. I'm
gonna be very honest, I never read them.
They're pretty
fine.
good.
Yeah.
Like, they're not perfect, but, you know, they're kind of neat as, like, they're kind of good as, like, you know, dark children's books.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah, I think the train slightly missed me on those ones, and I read Percy Jackson instead.
I kind of wish I had read this, Percy Jackson. I think I was, like, just a little bit... It was, like, just a little bit, out of my age range, kind of, but, like, I knew people who read it that were, like, my age, too. But...
Yeah, I kind of got into them as a teenager, after being kind of scared by the covers as a little boy.
Percy Jackson or
a series of unfortunate events.
Okay. I was like, I don't think Percy Jackson covers are that scary, but yeah.
The image of a boy standing with some lightning striking. That shit's scary.
That shit's terrifying. He could get struck. You don't know.
He could get struck by lightning. Get out of the water.
Oh.
Why do you have a sword? That's so dangerous.
That's so dangerous.
So we begin our next issue. At this point I noticed that the, like, little recap covers have, like, a bunch of, concept art that looks pretty alright. I really like this, one image of, Knuckles' great-great-grandpapa, looking very kind of menacing, in his lab coat and glasses.
Yeah.
I will point out, he has 3 fingers.
Yeah.
And they look like they're slowly fusing into a mitten.
Uh-huh.
It's a portent for what's to come.
Very much
I'm not
so.
fucking joking. I think they literally evolutionarily lost their fingers.
Mm-hmm.
When I first looked at this, I was like, that's just a giant hand. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
This dude just has a giant hand.
Yeah, I am now looking at it again and realizing that that his hands are in a position where he could be holding a cane, but
he's
now
not.
realizing he's not.
He's not!
Yeah.
He's just doing that to him.
Yeah.
He's literally doing that to them.
So we properly begin our next issue.
Can I point out the cover, like, right above that, where it's like Sonic the Hedgehog with the great luck and blah, 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 blah. I do like, I'm not fucking saying the name Enerjak. Dimitri kind of holding what looks to be an orb of Knuckles and Archimedes trapped inside.
Yeah, he's looking
I think
at
that
his
looks
crystal
sick
ball.
as fuck.
It is really sick. Very ominous. It's got some really good, like, usage of, like, shading. It's good.
Yeah. Enerjak.
A renegade scientist called Enerjak is literally what it says.
Yeah. I love seeing this weird Egyptian bird creature, being described as a renegade scientist.
Stargate. It's Stargate.
Mm-hmm. So the issue proper begins with them wandering through the desert, Sandopolis zone, when they are attacked by, what else would you be attacked by in a giant desert in a fantasy setting but a sandworm?
A sandworm who looks a lot less cool than he did on the cover.
Way less cool than he did on the cover.
I'm like, who drew this?
Let me see.
What's this,
Yeah, let's pencils by Art Mawini, inks by Harvo.
okay, it was just...
No, I think we'd be able to tell when Ken Penders gets his little, hands on the old pen
Yeah,
there.
we've seen what that looks like, and it looks
It looks
even
like
worse.
the Laura Sue Chronicles.
Yeah, like the Laura Sue Chronicles.
Like, it does look more awkward
Yeah.
when he does, but the reason I was asking is because, like, it is less cool than it was on the cover. It's so much more menacing on the cover, but, yeah, like, they attack it, or no, it attacks them, sorry,
Yeah,
other way around.
It attacks them, Archimedes reveals that he can breathe fire.
Yeah, because he's a fire ant, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not joking, it took me a solid minute to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
I fully sat there and was like, since when can he breathe fire? And then I was like, oh, fire ant.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, fire ants in real life don't really...
They don't actually
breathe fire like a dragon.
Yeah, this is like
It
fucking...
says you.
It's like the fire ants from fucking Fallout 3.
Clearly you've never met a true fire ant.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Archimedes hops onto a rock in order to get the sandworm to ram into it and I guess destroy itself. We then cut to them eating dinner. I don't know if it's sandworm.
I think it's sandworm. I think it's implied to be sandworm. I think that's
I think
the
one of them
thing it
cut
could
up
be.
sandworm.
Because they were saying, like, oh, I'm so hungry. Like, weren't they saying, like, I'm hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Or no,
say,
they're like,
I'm hungry,
yeah.
and then a sandworm comes up, and then he explodes into a cutlets.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say, keep our wits about us, look for food, and then it attacks them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, I think it's sandworm.
Yeah.
I don't know, though.
And, to save time and a bit of story reel on this, what if we just copy-pasted some panels from the other comics again?
Yeah, what if we got...
I like that it looks like it's the floor, or like it's the ground. Like, the way they, lay it out, it looks like they're walking on the panels. I don't know.
I also love how all the ants have different colored shoes.
They're people now.
Yeah, they have shoes
they're
now.
Little guys.
They didn't have shoes before because they weren't people, and then they're like, wow, look at this reveal. They're actually people just like you and me.
Can we talk about how Knuckles reversed in the sense that his people used to wear clothes and now he doesn't, and Archimedes progressed in the sense his people didn't wear clothes and now he does?
Yeah, he wears more clothes than Knuckles. He's
I
got
feel like
a
it's a
hat
clothing
and
optional thing because we see it later. Like, we see Knuckles'
there's some...
uncle or whatever doesn't wear clothes either. So, this is a clothing optional.
Yeah.
Oh, so Knuckles' dad just said, I'm going to defy thy father by throwing on a bathrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knuckles just wants to be naked.
Yeah. After we
Sorry, he has shoes on. He's not naked.
Uh-huh.
That's true. He also has, gloves.
He has gloves and shoes.
Or those are just his hands.
And you do not want to see what it looks like when they're off.
No, I fucking don't. Do you think it's kind of like when Shadow takes off his weird little bracers, he can enter full Chaos Control mode? Knuckles takes off his gloves, and it's like Rock Lee taking off his training weights?
That would be pretty good. If they were just weighted training gloves. Because they are kind of like boxing gloves, which have their own purposes.
I was like, weighted gloves would be useful, though. More useful than, Rock Lee's thing is it hinders you. And, it would be it'd be harder to throw, fast punches, but it would probably be harder punch. I'm thinking way too hard about this. I'm so sorry.
I'm glad you thought about that, because I had, it'd be really funny if he did that, and then he did, the Rock Lee thing where he got really fast. But then I was like, well, that's Sonic's thing. And then I thought, what would Sonic's equivalent be? And I thought it would be literally taking off his shoes.
No!
He just, finally, I can move.
Keep those things on, please.
That's why he never does it. He's like, it's too terrible.
Barefoot is too not legal
the
in
cost
this setting.
Is too high.
After recapping everything, we once again go back to the bottom thirds gimmick. As Enerjak,
we skipped something very important.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did we skip? I need to know.
We skipped the idea that the only reason the entire island floated away is because the ants physically, with their ant strength, pushed it up.
Oh, great! I love that.
It lifted because of the emeralds, but they were
if
we fire ants hadn't performed the groundbreaking.
Yeah.
The groundbreaking ceremony. They did a groundbreaking ceremony, apparently. To, help it lift off the ground.
They just all pushed it up.
And I guess all the ants got crushed by the fucking meteor? Well, not all of them, obviously, but
no, they just, they just started crawling inside, I think. The plan worked perfectly.
They all just fucking,
the strong.
We're grabbing onto this thing. Let's start digging.
These are slightly bigger ants. Can you think ants are strong. They do hold a lot more than their weight, but just the idea of these little guys just helping is very funny, and the picture is funny.
But I do love seeing a redraw of Knuckles' grandpa swearing on the Bible.
I love this fucking series.
But they.
Do you swear to tell the truth? Oh my god.
Knuckles says he's got to go back as Enerjak sort of begins his plan. Knuckles and Dimitri wander the desert on the verge of death until they find an oasis. As
we gotta say before they find the oasis, Knuckles
Yeah.
looks at this is important.
Oh, yeah,
to
this
me,
is great. Yeah,
because
we
he
gotta
tries
talk
to
about
fucking eat Archimedes.
Yeah, he just shoves him in his mouth, and Archimedes just sets him on fire, or from inside. It's great.
Don't ever do that again, you fucking
Don't do
asshole.
that.
Dude, so there's a lot of implications because, animal food, that whole thing. And, I know we had, the Chaotix eating, ribs before or whatever, but the fact that they were, directly yeah, this'll happen. It's just, does that mean, they have to worry about Vector? I don't
think
know.
so. But I don't know.
I don't mean to bring it up, because I know it's kind of, dumb and cliche at this point to be ugh, the Predator, it's scary, fucking Zootopia, Beastar, I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm also just they made me think about it, because they were hey, Knuckles gonna try to eat Archimedes. So
Yeah.
I'm blaming the comic.
Yeah, this is why they make, show Bibles and stuff that say, don't show this stuff.
Right. Because otherwise, motherfuckers will think about it.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm in a mood to overthink things, because first I thought about...
We are on a podcast.
I thought about Rock Lee's knuckle gloves, and then...
Yeah, weighted training gloves.
And then the goofy Pluto problem, I guess.
Knuckles, nearly dies in the desert when he suddenly sees a vision of his dad, just telling him he's so brave.
Very Lion
just
King.
keep going. I love
Your
you.
meat is huge, King. You got this. You're a pimp. You're walking strong.
Yeah.
You're so cool.
I'm so glad his beard is the right color now.
Yeah,
It's
they got it right
anymore.
now.
Flesh colored. Actually, I thought it would be red.
It's
his
not
hair.
Shaggy Rogers flesh colored anymore.
Yeah, or it either make.
It's
I
white.
guess he's also got white furs. He's got little he's got a white stripe.
That's true. That's true.
But they arrive at an oasis. They're able to drink and eat and refresh themselves.
To begin walking again.
Yeah, to get back to walking.
Hey, is the ant eating peppers? What's he eating?
Yeah,
he
I think they
says
say
he
it's peppers or... Yeah, it's hot peppers. He's eating hot peppers.
Okay.
He's a fire ant, so he likes hot, spicy things, I guess. I don't know. But, because they look behind themselves after they, start walking away, and they're like, oh shit, the oasis is gone, but, we still have the water, and my stomach is full. That wasn't, that wasn't a, mirage or anything.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just some good old-fashioned magic.
It's
some fucking magic.
It's mana from God.
Yeah. They manifested. Knuckles read the secret.
Yeah. Knuckles started
can
thinking
read?
about his dad super hard.
That's true. Archimedes read the secret.
Meanwhile, Enerjak has made a big he's made himself a big stone fortress, sort of a mimicry of what Echidnapolis was once, which he has named Necronopolis.
Why?
It's just so bad.
At least go with
This guy got no game.
At least go with Necropolis, it's already there.
He's got no game, he's got no riz, no flavor.
No.
He's got no riz. I feel like Necropolis has been taken, though, maybe, and they were like, what if we put a K there instead of a C?
Right, maybe, for all I know, maybe DC or Marvel has something like that already.
It sounds familiar. I'm just like totally blanking right now.
The one place I can think of is Fallout 1, which I think is actually around this time.
Interesting.
There's like a ghoul city called Necropolis. It used to be Bakersfield, California. But they go there and there's like robot soldiers, or maybe they're stone soldiers. Well, they're robots, maybe they've got stone in them, maybe they're metal.
I was like, where do these robots come from? I guess, because
I guess
Why are
made
you
them.
an evil Egyptian-themed platypus echidna guy, and the first thing you do is make robots?
I'm like, what are you, Eggman? Like,
It is very funny.
So much so
think.
that I thought this was like Eggman City.
Me too! And
Yeah,
I was like,
damn.
no.
Yeah,
No.
He's stealing ideas.
God, he's got nothing.
Eggman has to like show up at the he needs to show him his patents.
No, Eggman's just like, these robots are my OCs, and so, stealing OCs is actually cool. We've talked about this on Check Out This Guy.
Yeah.
That's true. Here's my OC. Please steal.
Yeah,
This is a joke!
steal from those in power, you know?
True.
Yeah,
true.
steal Eggman's OCs.
Steal Knuckles. I'm gonna tell you. Steal Knuckles
steal
and make
Knuckles.
it yourself.
You can steal Knuckles. There's some...
Yeah, if a rich person makes an OC, steal them. Take all their apes.
Prove that you can be a better, like, Knuckles lore person than Ken Penders.
Yeah. Like, but...
First
you know what?
bit of lore I'm doing? Giving him his hat back.
That does remind me. That does remind me. In the established tradition of post-Pender Sonic comic writers sneaking OCs or little cameos into their comics, a recent issue of IDW Sonic had some characters from Ghosts of the Future hidden in there. Maybe that's what we can do next. You know what? I'm just gonna call it now. Next week we're gonna read more Ghosts of the Future. It's been a minute.
Hell yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I need to catch up on IDW Sonic. I'm so far behind.
I need to as well. I've got some books, but I also need to pick up some more books. And
nothing has inspired me since Dr. Starline's ghost stopped gaslighting a child.
They just keep making more. There's just so much comic out there.
I mean,
that's true. There is just so much comic.
I know they did elevate a background character into like a speaking role, and one that
the sheep girl, I think.
Yeah, Lanolin. But to get back into it, Knuckles starts fighting robots, and Dimitri does like a cool fire attack.
Not Dimitri, Archimedes.
Sorry, Archimedes. I get these
Dimitri
two mixed up.
is Enerjak now.
Yeah, Archimedes does a cool fire attack, but unfortunately, it doesn't. Unfortunately, there's too many guys.
Unfortunately, they're robots, so fire doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, they've got an elemental advantage. Despite
what Pokemon tells you, fire does not do well against steel type. Sorry.
Knuckles.
Untrue.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know it was a joke. I was just like, I can't.
Pokemon will tell you that fire is
I will
good
never
against steel
bespoke
types.
the noble name of Pokemon ever again.
No, please do. It deserves it. Fuck Pokemon, I say. As a Pokemon fan.
Happy belated DLC day for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, by the way.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. Yeah.
Knuckles was like trying to lead them into like coming out, right? Like all the robots, because like Archimedes is like, this is stupid. Stop fighting them. But then Knuckles
and
is
then
like,
he crushes them in a door.
Actually, I'm gonna crush them.
Yeah, just one door though.
I'm a genius, actually. Sorry, Archimedes.
Yeah, he just he runs under a door. He presses it. They crush. And
why does a nigh infinite and immortal super being such as Enerjak need buttons?
He felt like he likes to press them.
Oh, that's true. He is watching those compilations of like 90s aesthetic anime where it's just nothing but buttons and switches on sci-fi things. And he's like, yes.
I bet his doors go like whoosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's
do.
like a Star Trek like
Yeah,
pew,
yeah.
pew.
Yeah, it definitely the sound effects here make me think it does that, yeah.
Well, now I'm starting to like the guy.
Yeah, I just made myself
He's just like a weird 90s like Star Trek aesthetic kind of dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just likes his shitty sci-fi movies.
Mm-hmm. But eventually
that's why he likes Stargate.
Yeah, yeah. He's it's
He's a sci-fi nerd.
It's 1996 and all of the best movies are out right now.
Never mind, I like Enerjak now.
Uh-huh.
No wonder he picked such a fucking nerdy ass name.
Yeah,
no
wonder. I'm finally free. It's time to make the sci-fi layer of my dreams.
That's why he has like the like direct from like a shitty like sci-fi movie in the 80s, like Robots. This guy rules.
He rules. That's why he calls himself fucking Enerjak.
It is.
God damn it.
But right now, Knuckles has been stopped in his tracks because it turns out the Chaotix are all under the control of Enerjak.
He got like music notes thrown at him. I don't know what's going on in this panel.
Well, they're each doing one of their attacks. SBO is doing a sneaky trip. Charmy is stinging him. Vector has the power of music.
Oh yeah,
that is
true. And the armadillo just fucking punches him like a normal person.
Yeah, well, he is mighty. It's a big punch.
Yeah, sorry.
I was like, why is there?
It does have the thoom.
Mm-hmm.
Vector's the bard. I bet the Chaotix are kind of they're kind of a tabletop group.
They're a D&D campaign.
Yeah. Like what I am now thinking about how Heroes does give every character an archetype.
Oh yeah.
And then
they have the threes.
It all ties together. So
they do drop Mighty though, don't they? Heroes,
yeah, they drop Mighty in that one.
So sad.
I mean, when you have Knuckles, whose power is punching, and Mighty, whose power is punching.
They're not even in the same group though, because it's the Chaotix are like Vector, SBO.
Yeah, they needed 3, not 4, and that's why they couldn't have.
That's
Mighty.
true.
I think Knuckles is with Sonic and Tails, much to his chagrin.
I mean, sometimes you get paired off in class with people you don't really like.
So true.
You're looking at your friends and their group of 3 over there, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we already made a group of 3.
Oh damn,
so sorry."
That's how this issue ends, though. Is just like, oh, they're all controlled.
Yep.
Yeah, they already paired off into their group, and they're like, "Oh, sorry,
Knuckles.
Sorry,
we don't have room for you in our communities."
In our mind control group.
Also, god damn it, showing Archimedes and Charmy near each other is just like...
Oh, it's breaking your brain a little bit?
Yeah. I'm like, wait.
There's got a little guy and a more little guy.
Like, yeah, I know Charmy's small,
so here's the question.
Is
Charmy just one big
He's
bee? Like
bee.
unnaturally so? Or is Archimedes just weirdly small?
Well, we've seen other ants. We haven't seen other bees, right? So I think it's gotta be that Charmy is just
kind of like,
huge.
Is this kind of like a Beedrill situation where they're just kind of the size of a small child?
I think so, yeah. We'll see plenty of bees in the future, in certain issues.
Charmy is a small child.
Charmy is a little boy, yeah.
I did realize I just said, like, the most
I will
obvious
note,
thing.
How they will characterize Charmy in the future does make him a less little boy, but they're gonna have to, like, backpedal that in a decade when Sega says you have to make Charmy like he is in the games.
He's such a little boy.
I think I asked it last week. Is is Charmy, or was it like he has like a twin brother that develops a debilitating drug addiction?
It's Charmy.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Charmy's twin brother.
Charmy's twin
Mellow.
brother develops a drug addiction?
Yeah, Mellow.
I thought you were saying Charmy develops a drug addiction. I'm like,
Fuck
what
yeah,
is this?
dude.
This
Charmy's
is
the
just
90s
like
were
brother,
weird.
friend, or cousin, or whatever the fuck. Mellow.
The 90s was such a weird time. There was always an episode or a very special chapter in a comic that was like, this character is addicted to marijuana cigarettes.
Yes.
And
Now-
it's fucking up his life.
Now give us that sweet, sweet check, DEA.
Yeah, please.
We need that DEA
And here's
money.
our episode on racism.
Here's our episode on racism. Here's our episode on drugs.
On
Maybe
domestic
something
violence.
on teen pregnancy, question mark?
Oh
they
yeah,
were-
here's our episode on school shootings.
Uh-huh.
That's what they would do now. I don't know if they would do a school
Yeah,
shooting
they-
episode in the 90s.
No, I very
Late
specifically
90s.
remember, I think
At
the
post-
Static
yeah,
Shock
you're right.
cartoon had an episode on school shootings because Static Shock's sidekick's friend got
Yeah!
shot.
Yeah, that is early 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of like a mass school shoot, but you're right. There was a Static Shock episode where it was like one shoot, which is still bad. I'm not saying it's not, but it's like, now I feel like they would have to be like, no, it's a mass shooting situation because that's, oh my god.
Yeah.
Also, they would
Maybe
show,
I should watch Static Shock again.
God, that's such a good show.
It's such a good show.
It's such a good show. I want it to be.
I should give it a try.
It's fun.
I was kind of indifferent to it as a kid, but maybe I should try it.
I mean, it depends on how you feel about superhero shows, I guess, in general.
Yeah.
But, also,
that's not
like,
Batman, that's some other guy.
That's true, but Batman was in the episodes.
He
Yeah.
was
Him
and
in an
Batman were
episode,
friends.
in a couple episodes. It was part of the DCAU.
Yeah, him and Batman were friends.
they were friends.
Yeah.
So, also they would show Mellow, vaping now.
Yeah,
That's actually what they would...
Yeah.
Yeah, he
We
would have
can't
a
let
fucking
kids
vape and they would talk about the amount of nicotine in it.
It's
Yeah.
still got nicotine in it. You can't have it, kids.
Yeah. You can't vape in the bathroom.
So,
They were all bad and very stupid, but I think we need to bring back those, like, stupid ads where a person would be sitting on a couch deflated and a person would be like, he smoked one marijuana.
That was such a good ad. Or the one where they're, like, cooking eggs. They're like, this is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
I'm saying that and I'm, like, pulling out my own vape now because I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be like, this is your brain on drugs. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. Just feeling stressed out. Imagine if you could be as flat as this motherfucker right
Yeah.
here.
God,
We're
I
making
wish.
commercials for our local dispensary.
Oh, dispensary should take advantage of that.
That'd
Yeah.
be great, actually.
Sorry, kids, don't do drugs.
If you're under the age of 18, don't do drugs. If
Why are you
are
listening
over
to
the
this?
age
I've
of
talked about
18,
Bad Dragon like 3 times now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you're under 18, don't listen to the show.
Yeah, don't
I
listen
know
to
we're
the
talking
show.
about
Don't
Sonic.
don't look up Bad Dragon. Don't smoke weed. And
Do as I
especially
say, not as I do, because
Yeah.
I was like 13 looking up shit.
Listen, just don't do it. Don't.
Yeah,
so,
like I can't
back to-
stop you,
Play
and
Roblox
your
or
use of the
whatever.
internet is going to affect your life, but like, don't do it.
Yeah, just
You know?
don't. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Simple
don't.
as that.
Hey, where the fuck were we?
We were on issue 3.
Oh yeah.
So, we get some covers, we get like the inside cover, we get, our recap, and then we get, Knuckles fighting the Chaotix. It is kind of weird how they write this, cause sometimes it looks like they're possessed, and sometimes they're just normal. and
Yeah,
just
sometimes they're
fighting him.
doing just their like stuff.
Yeah. It's not really clear. But But,
did you guys like the part where, because Archimedes is doing cool fire attacks, Vector runs over to grab a, hose?
Yeah.
And, the sign says, in case of fire, break, but glass is slightly covered, so it just says break ass.
Yeah. And more importantly, in the next panel, he makes a fucking reference to, The Mask, as he says, smoking.
Vector is cool. He would watch The Mask.
He would love The Mask. But they start fighting, and Knuckles just punches them all.
Yeah, Knuckles handily wins except for, Archimedes, who sets, Charmy on fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he says, but better a bee than me.
Mm-hmm.
After killing a child.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, we gotta make some puns. But then
Enerjak is like, so I'm just gonna stop this fight now.
Yeah, I'm just going to use my powers to knock you out.
He says power word sleep.
Mm-hmm. And we get another recap. From Enerjak's
Archimedes is like, let me tell you about, how I'm really cool.
Yeah. I'm Enerjak, and I'm the coolest guy in the world. I love science fiction. And then some ants
kicked my ass.
Yeah. Alright, Knuckles, you're in prison now. And they start, like, talking about stuff. He doesn't know how they made it through the desert. They don't know how Knuckles summoned an oasis.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, I think, for reasons that will become abundantly clear in the future, I think it's a fish and loaves situation. He fucking, Enerjak, is gonna, like, destroy Knuckles or whatever.
He's doing energy shit on him. That's not really doing anything except, like, knocking him over.
Yeah, just holding him down. Or not even, like, a really impressive way. He just gets knocked down.
And then he gets up again.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
Archimedes, uses his antenna to send a signal to all the ants to come here. And that's what the bottom third panel is this time.
I would like to point out in this, comic, especially more than the others, Enerjak is really throwing on some, like, album cover poses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're good poses.
Yeah, he's really trying.
Yeah, there is, like, a weird shift in the art style. I don't know what happened. Maybe I'm under the notion that these are, like, restored versions from, maybe, like, taken from, a digest or something. But for one page, it just looks completely different. I don't think it's on purpose. I don't know what's going on with that. Eventually, everyone's here, I'm
gonna post, the most wretched looking ant,
oh, absolutely.
in the chat real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, Now, I'm looking at this ant, at first glance, I was like, this is just another ant like Archimedes. But as I look closer, I notice, this ant has
defined muscles, yeah.
Defined muscles, pectorals. The rest is fine.
His, like, weirdly thin arms.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also, like, defined, so it just kind of makes him look emaciated.
Yeah. Uncomfortably detailed hand.
Yeah.
But the ants do their thing again. Knuckles, like, creates a distract. Archimedes, like, makes a smoke bomb. He drops a smoke pill.
He makes a smoke bomb that just thoroughly fucks up Enerjak.
Yeah, he is.
Who's like, you think a little smoke will stop me? And then he walks in and he's like, shit, it did.
It did. So, he like, sends the Chaotix, like, out to, fight Knuckles again.
Can we talk about how the Chaotix are hypnotized, but they're also just, like, playing poker in the other room?
Yeah, they're just sort of chill. They're fucking playing poker, and they get the order, and they start running and saying, like, the master commands us!
I think they're not hypnotized. I think they're just, like, down like that.
Yeah, I think they just feel like it.
I think they just, like, follow whoever looks like he's winning at that given moment.
Fuck.
Their loyalties are fickle.
Yeah. It's a little fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
A little fucked up, yeah.
Yeah. Knuckles sneaks into a vent and does a drop attack on, he does, what's the fucking name of those attacks in those video games? He's doing a fucking...
he's doing a ground pound.
Yeah, he's doing a ground pound.
So can we talk about what happened here? Was Archimedes threw down a smoke bomb, and then Knuckles, like, jumped into the vent, and then sat there for about a minute, and then dropped down from the same vent onto Enerjak.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And also...
Nigh immortal, infinite, super being. Thwarted by an air vent.
Just doing some, parlor tricks. But, the answer here, that,
they're crawling.
They seem to, I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, what are they doing?
I don't know.
Because we learn at the end of this chapter where Enerjak is, like, blasted off again like Team Rocket. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the ants.
No, he did that.
So what are they doing?
I don't know.
They're making an escape route for them?
Yeah, I guess maybe they, like...
I guess?
Oh, you know what? I guess they're sending the rockets and, like, breaking the floor so Knuckles doesn't go into space with Enerjak or something.
Okay.
I
thought the rockets just broke the floor by themselves, but okay.
I'm loving the phrase, hang on, Archie, I'm switching to glide mode. So he
switching to glide mode.
Yeah, he's like he's tapping A while in the air to glide, and he shows up with the ants, and the Chaotix are here.
Knuckles tricks Archimedes into, like, a regular person fist fight.
Mm-hmm.
By being like, you made me, and Archimedes is like, no! Mm-hmm. Not Archimedes, Enerjak.
Yeah, Enerjak.
You guys keep it. Well, yeah. Cause he's like...
I'm sorry, Enerjak is just such a dumb name.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
And Dimitri, I guess, is too close to Archimedes. In some way. Like, but yeah, cause he's
yeah, they should have named this guy Dr. Doom or something.
Yeah. It's just weird also, like, he's like, look, I can do anything, or I can do so many things because I have 11 Chaos Emeralds in my body, but I gotta prove to you that I'm strong even without that because I'm...
Yeah, Knuckles is like, you think you can be, you think you're cool for beating me with enhanced power? Why don't you use Raw? And Enerjak says, I can do Raw.
Yeah. Oh no.
I chose those words specifically, but they do say that he's going to use his raw natural strength.
No items.
He's
Final
all natty.
Destination.
Yeah,
Fox only.
Yeah, they just started punching each other for a while until Knuckles and Archimedes could get away. It is very funny that Knuckles, like, calls him his great uncle.
Yeah,
he is. He's Knuckles.
I thought there were more generations of echidnas between Knuckles and Enerjak, but I guess not. I guess it's literally just 3.
Yeah, Grunkle Enerjak.
God.
But
thinking about Enerjak at the Mystery Shack.
I mean, it's gotta be more, cause was he under there for like 1,000 years?
I thought it was like for like 5,000 years or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
so
like
it's definitely
that.
more than...
Yeah, it's
they probably
weird.
just didn't want to be like, great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well-
Knuckles should have, though. He should have just kept saying great the entire fight.
It would have been a good gag. That's
It would have
something...
been a good bit.
Yeah.
I should write for Sonic.
Yeah.
So true.
But
I think we would all do a
they...
good job writing for Sonic.
Yeah, let's all write for Sonic.
Yeah, let's write like a fan fiction or a fan comic or... And then,
IDW, hire us.
But then, like, they would probably not want to bring Dr. Starline back, and you would force them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, that's just part of my contract. He doesn't even have to be alive. He can just be like a weird ghost that fucks with people.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
My cat almost fell on my face.
Oh, my.
Gizmo is choosing violence today.
He's causing problems today. Oh God, and his tail docked over the fucking camera. Not that I'm using it right now, but like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
You make my life harder.
Yeah. Knuckles and everyone just sort of like talk about what happened. They realize they don't know why there was an oasis. What's going on with that? Oh,
they don't
well.
know why they were blasted off into space. They don't know anything.
They don't understand what happened, but hey, it's fine now, so they're good.
I feel like Archimedes' mouth should be like lower. Because he's got those pinchers.
Yeah, put it, make it more part of his like mouth design instead of just like on his cheeks. And then we see that mysterious figure from however many issues ago. It's Knuckles' dad. He's alive and well, and...
So I have about 2 million questions and things to say about this.
His name's Locke, right? I keep forgetting
his name's Locke.
1, incredibly funny that he jumped into a giant pit of fire and then traded out his bathrobe for a regular robe.
Right.
2, where the fuck is he that he is able to generate his face onto the sky, create an oasis, and also blast Archimedes into... God damn it, I keep doing it!
Yeah.
Blast Enerjak into space.
Yeah.
Are they in the Matrix?
They are not in the Matrix.
Is this what this is? Is he in like... Are they in like a Truman Show situation and this guy is just like playing the video game?
Maybe that's a little closer.
Uh-oh.
There's something going on. But, and honestly, I don't remember the full details. I know some of them, but not all of them. But he's watching over his son.
As a father does.
Pretending he's dead.
As every good father does, you pretend you died so that you can vaguely send your child some grateful texts or something.
Yeah.
Here's your cryptic alimony I just sent you, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Mm-hmm. And the comic ends with 2 pages. One is Knuckles and Archimedes deciding they're gonna be friends, and
he says, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship, and I immediately thought, and the end of one, because I have never seen this ant anywhere else in my fucking life.
I don't know. I don't know how long Archimedes is going to stay in the comic. But I'm curious. I don't remember.
It would be so funny if he never showed up anywhere else from here.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the beginning of something beautiful, and then just nothing.
Yeah.
Give us Archimedes in the game. Is that what you're saying, Devon?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want an Archimedes game. You know how, like, in the early 2000s, when there were all those trilogies of games, like Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank, and then, like, one game would just be, like, a Clank solo or, like, a Dexter solo?
Yeah.
I want an Archimedes solo.
Yeah, just a little Archimedes game.
The Raging Rabbits spin-off of Rayman so that we can have all the ants?
Yeah. Where, like, in the early 2000s, they were like, you like the sidekick? And I was like, yeah, he's funny. And then they were like, you want a whole game of him? And I'm like, no.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that
Coming
sounds insufferable.
I don't need
Coming
the Minions movie. I'm sorry. I'm just
Coming,
kidding.
yeah. Coming soon to the PlayStation Portable, Archimedes.
PlayStation
yeah.
Portable in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
on your Steam Deck, the newest Archimedes game.
Yeah. And our final panel for these comics, or for these issues, I guess for this miniseries, is... It's the fucking...
just cackling.
It just shows the space pod, and Enerjak is just laughing evilly all the way.
He's just
And a
laughing.
fucking space pod shooting off into who the fuck knows
Yeah,
where.
he-
It's going, like
He finally got free of being inside Skull Mountain, and now he's in a space pod, but he's still out there.
Wait. Do you think he's so happy because once again he is a sci-fi nerd, so he's just like, oh fuck yeah, I'm in a spaceship.
I'm
Yeah.
in space.
He's like, I'm in space!
Yeah, this
The
is
final frontier.
this is what
He's like the one place that hasn't been poisoned by capitalism.
so true.
Space!
Man.
this is what
Unfortunately, he
Tesla
wants to be a
stands want.
I almost said dictator instead of dictator.
Yeah, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dictator.
So true!
Yeah,
But, too bad he wants to be a dictator. Cause,
yeah.
No, well, he wants to be a space dictator.
what if he
Yeah.
was just, like, anti-capitalist and stuff?
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
He could be anti-capitalist. He's also a dictator, though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Those
he's-
two aren't
I guess
mutually
he could be
exclusive.
both.
He's
I
a
guess,
tanky.
Unfortunately, a lot of times it's been both.
I guess he's a tanky.
Uh-huh.
He's like, I'm the next Stalin, baby. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's a fucking red-brown.
Oh, no! You're so right.
So, yeah, that ends these issues. No asks, but, next time...
I do love how, my brand is holding strong where I see a series and I say this villain sucks and I think about what a weird little freak they are for about 5 seconds, so I'm like, never mind, this guy rules.
Yeah.
Villains are fun is the thing. He's
Yeah,
he's not even a fun villain. Like,
No, he sucks. He has
not
nothing, but...
yeah, he's not even a fun villain. He's like fun specifically in like this science nerd loser headcanon we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
now.
if he is just a huge loser who's been stuck in his mountain just watching Star Trek and like reruns of Stargate for the last 5,000 years, that makes this hilarious.
Yeah. So next time next time we cover Archie, we'll probably talk about Sonic the Hedgehog issues 37, 38, maybe, 39 if there's time.
Who's Sonic? I'm sorry, who's Sonic?
Yeah.
Wait, who's that?
You know, he's like a blue hedgehog. He's on the cover. He's like on the cover in the corner.
Oh, I thought that was the mascot.
Yeah. I thought that was like a Pikachu situation, like.
Yeah, you know how like sometimes Nintendo will just put Mario on things and I'm just like, damn, there's Mario.
Yeah.
No, this isn't the Knuckles show? Okay. Well.
Yeah.
I thought he was kind of like Grimace.
Uh-huh.
Sonic's like Grimace.
The grimace. Oh my god.
Of Knuckles the Echidna, yeah.
Of Knuckles the Echidna, yes.
Does that mean Knuckles is Ronald McDonald?
Maybe.
Which one of these characters is then Ronald McDonald's dog?
I mean, obviously.
Is it Archimedes?
Yeah, it's our.
Probably
it-
Archimedes. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's Charmy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm skimming through these issues to see if there's anything worth talking about. We might skip some issues. I'm not sure.
This is a weird energy.
Yeah, in the meantime.
I'm so high. I'm so high that we're in the Ken Penders universe now.
Yeah, we are high off of the energy of bizarre writing.
I'm at full power.
Yeah. But,
The only thing that would make this better is if Starline was in Ken Pender's universe.
yeah. Well,
I know he'll never be, but I do know there's an adorable little, is it a fucking chinchilla? Is that what she is?
Oh, Thunderbolt the Chinchilla. Well, that's after Penders.
Yeah, but I do know that
is...
if we continue on Archie, I get another, like, weird little freak who's obsessed with
she
Eggman,
is
and
great.
I think that's good.
Like, I fucking love Thunderbolt the Chinchilla. Very much in the same vein of just a freak who loves Dr. Eggman and everything he stands for.
Eggman can't stop collecting these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you're like an evil tech genius who is dumb but also like awful, you collect fanboys.
These are all the fucking like.
Yeah,
these are all the reply guys. These are like the cat turds of.
These are the
Eggman's Elon Musk.
Yeah, I mean, Eggman's got some reply guys.
That does mean Dr. Starling definitely would run the cat turd channel.
He would run some sort of animal channel. Just being annoying and sucking up to Dr. Eggman. Though I honestly believe pretty much any lackey will have.
Yeah, then he would keep complaining about being shadow banned when his posts consistently only get 10 likes.
Yeah. Next time we'll read some Ghosts of the Future. I'm gonna look through the issues.
So we don't even have to roll.
We decided that earlier, but I'll look up some. I'll look up the issues, decide how many we're reading. It might be 2, might be 3, depending how long they are. We should get. I wanted to get back into it, so that'll be next week, and also next week we'll roll. I might fuck around with the list or something. The video games. There may be a video game strike as well. Unclear currently.
Right. Dude, we're just gonna be reading the 2 comics. Like
we're going to be reading Archie.
We're going to.
This is going to be turning into an Archie Sonic comic podcast.
There's
now,
enough of it that we could fucking do that. Is the thing.
I, for one, am ready to be at full power for the next 5 months.
We can just like flip a coin, and it'll be either UK or America. Okay. So, I think that's everything. So let's take it to the plugs. I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places. You can find all those places at noisepace.xyz. You can find all those places at biggerchallenge.card.co. Sorry, I got my things mixed up. Biggerchallenge.card.co. You can listen to my other active podcast, Pot of Greed. We recorded an episode earlier today. We're making our way through the Darksiders arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. It's pretty good. There's this 4-parter that we're currently covering has way more monkeys in it than I expected.
Huh.
I fucking remember that set of episodes.
Uh-huh.
That was weird.
Yeah. You can also find me on Tumblr, co-host. That's Bigger Challenge and Big Challenges, respectively. Those are my main socials. At Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. And I think that's all the big stuff. So I will hand this over to Morg. Where can we find you?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Tumblr and Blue Sky. You can also find me you can also find me at Gengar on co-host and my other podcasts, Ford 30, a ReZero Watch podcast, and Check Out This Guy, podcast where we talk about OCs and sometimes make them up, and sometimes have other people talk about OCs.
Yeah. It's a good podcast.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Go give it a listen.
I think that's it for me.
You can find me at Tumblr at Jazz Dumpster. You can find me on another podcast called We Rate Queerbait. a show where we are always exploring the blurry lines between homies and homos. Newest episode dropped, Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah.
Listen to us for 2 weeks in a row discuss when a world just gives random facts that make you say things like Mouse Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
Mouse 9/11.
Yeah,
Mouse Mujahideen.
Right, so I will say
Car 9/11.
just very briefly, when I was on Disney Minus, that was the first movie we covered, and it kind of went over my head that political things were happening in Afghanistan in the 80s when the movie was made. So instead, I just focused on the implications of 19th century British imperialism, but with mice. Like
that's pretty
Mouse,
good too, though.
Mouse East India Trading Company. So
I think it would have gone over my head too if I had not specifically covered Cars 2 a few weeks before.
Yeah.
And my brain was hardwired to be like, huh, these worlds are just the same, huh?
with all the implications.
Yeah,
Nice.
with all the implications from there, like mouse Catholicism. And car
Mouse
Catholicism.
Popemobile.
Well, to be clear, Mouse Church of England.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry, the Mouse
Mouse-
Church of England.
Mouse
Anglican
Protestant
mice.
Reform.
Yeah.
They're calling
but-
me the Mouse Pope, though.
Mouse Pope.
I'm thinking about the Mouse Pope is the thing about that.
Yeah. Alright. And you can find us on noisepace.xyz. It is a podcast network with lots of great shows on it. This week we're shouting out a new podcast that just went up. Local Service Only. It is a show about the 1960s television series The Prisoner. Fun coincidence, something we have talked about before on the show. Because people who write British CYOAs love their television.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, I speak pretty regularly with the hosts, Joe and Helga. I think they might be going in like a particular order. I'm not sure, but, you can listen to that. There are 2 episodes up right now. They are titled 69 Shipping, and Coachella in a Town Hall. These are on the episodes Arrival and Dance of the Dead. Yeah, go give that a listen. They're great people. They're pretty funny.
They are, yeah.
I also want to shout out, something on my podcast feed. I've got so many things on this feed. Let's see. I think I will shout out, Argonauts Podcast. Andrew tries his best to solve alternate reality games. Marn tells him what he should have done instead. It's a moonshot podcast. There's a lot of episodes. They've covered many different ARGs. Both, some well-known, some obscure. I've listened to, I think 1 episode of this, which was on an ARG surrounding the Binding of Isaac DLC. Because I do remember being kind of into the game for a little bit, and like, following like the initial ARG that, fell apart because, the internet loves data mining, or gamers love data mining, so they had to get weird with it, on their second try. There's plenty of stuff on there. They talk about stuff like, I'm just skimming through these, like, there's classics like, Frog Fractions 2, Lonely Girl 15, we've got, we've got something about, Neopets,
yeah, they talked. Don't they have several episodes? Or They have some, like, Slenderman ARG stuff, too.
Neat. Yeah.
Maybe, like, Everyman Hybrid or something? I haven't listened in a while.
Oh, there's a 4-part series on The Lost Experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The most recent episode went up that's this month, September 7th. So, last week. They talked about, Mysterious Nashville. It was the part 2 of their series on it. It's neat stuff. I might look through this some more because there is this one arc I'm thinking about and whether or not they've covered it. I think I might listen to their, 2-parter on, like, the BioShock 2 arc. There is Something in the Sea. That's it for now. So until next time, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He is the only blue live that matters.
The only one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
The new porcupine on the block with the buff chest. Out the wilderness with the ruggedness. Knock, knock, it's Knuckles. The blow thrower. Independent flower. Magical emerald holder. Give you the colder shoulder. My spike goes through boulders. That's why I stay alone. I was born by myself. I don't need a pot. I get it on by myself. Adversaries get shelved.